I had this project a while ago that should have been super simple. Like on paper, it was really, really easy. The client sends me a model, I animate it, and it looks great. And that was it. And I even remember myself thinking like, this is going to be an easy win, super smooth. It'll just be like a really, really nice situation. But then I opened the file and it was a mess. The textures were off, the materials didn't look right, and the lighting just was not working on like anything that I had to do. Like one of those projects that you just immediately realize this is going to take forever. Instead of going back to the client, I looked at everything and I knew how to fix it. And so I just did that. I just tried to fix it. I redid the textures. I adjusted everything. In my head, I'm like, this is good. Like, this is what a professional does. They're able to fix the problem and come up with a solution and not go back to the client over something like this. And I'm not going to send something average back either, right? I could make this look really good. And with that momentum, I felt like it could be really good. And that's just where I went totally wrong because I didn't just fix it. I just kept going. Better materials, tweaking animation, and unfortunately redoing parts that were really honestly just fine. And suddenly I realized it was 1 a.m. and I'm not even close to done. So I just pulled an all-nighter to try to finish this project. But at that point, I'm mentally bought in, right? Because I'm thinking like, okay, this is going to be really, really, really good if I can just get it to this level. And the client is going to respond and they're going to be like, wow, like, this is amazing. You must have worked so hard on this. Like, I can see all of your effort all over the place, right? Like it in your mind, you're like, yeah, like this is going to translate really well. And so I sent it off and then nothing at all. Actually, no reply for 2 weeks. And when they finally responded, it wasn't like, hey, this is amazing like I was expecting. It was like, hey, this actually isn't what we were expecting. And I just remember sitting there like, what could you mean? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, how was this not what you were expecting, right? I put all this effort into it. Like, this was better than what you sent me. This is objectively better than what you had sent me previously. And that was kind of the thing I didn't understand at the time. They weren't looking for better, right? They were looking for specific. They needed something very, very specific. And what we had talked about was something very specific. And in their head, they had a style, an idea, a visual, and a level of polish. But I blew past all that. I just went way further than what they were asking, right? Way too far. I changed things that they didn't ask me to change. I took way longer than what they were actually anticipating. Importantly, I never checked before going all in and aligned with them to make sure that that is what they're looking for. That level of detail was what they were really hoping for. And once I noticed this pattern, I realized that this wasn't a one-off. This was happening in a ton of projects where I thought I was over-delivering. In reality, I was just kind of drifting into like this area that I thought was like really good looking for them and professional. And I really think that's when it clicked with me that clients aren't that concerned with your animation quality, like at all. At least not in the way that you think they care, the animation quality. They care about much more specific things to them, right? As a business owner, not as an artist. Like, does this match what I had in my head? Can I use this for my business marketing? Did this animation actually come back as what I expected, right? I've talked about that in a lot of my videos, right? You go to a drive-thru and you want a burger. If the sandwich artist came back to you and they're like, today I'm feeling like everything needs to have extra lettuce everywhere, lettuce bun, lettuce patty, everything. You'd be like, oh wow, like even if it tasted better, you'd be like, I just wanted that burger. But if you miss that point, it doesn't matter how good the animation is. It really doesn't. So here's the major shift that I made. Before getting into a project at all, I use this system that I made. And I'm not focused on the animation at all at this point. I'm just looking at the alignment, like the connection, the agreement between the client and I. Like, I'll literally map out what this is supposed to be, what it's supposed to look like, and when they're going to see it, right? As like a timeline, as it should make sense. And even smaller things like how many passes we're doing, right? Just clarifying all of the potential little questions ahead of time. But it's not complicated either. It's not It's not overcomplicated. It's just basically this really simple pitch structure that gets ahead of it. But the really cool part about this is it forces us to agree on what is actually good and what we actually want to see before we ever open a project file. And so like there's extra clarity that you have, an extra trust and communication that you have with your clients because you've gone the extra route. You've gone the extra step to make that happen. I have this in a really nice template that I've made, and it's really, really cool because I can use it for any client and I can come back to it and I can change things out. It's modular, it's fun, and it's almost kind of become a really interesting part of my workflow. And I have that template linked down below. But even on the execution side of things though, I try to keep it lighter, right? Like for instance, if I can get motion faster using really good tools like Rokoko, then I know that I can execute faster instead of overbuilding everything from scratch and like just having like almost another internal template. I'll do that because it makes so much more sense for that project, right? That specific thing that we're already doing and we already know that's what we're selling. So it makes a lot of sense to use multiple templates for the entire thing because again, the goal is not to make things harder. We want to make it as clear as possible. And when we have templates, where we have things that showcase what we do each and every time, it's so much easier. And honestly, here's the weird bit, right? Because you were thinking like, okay, yeah, sure, I can organize things. I want to be creative, fly by the seat of my pants. Like, yeah, like you can do that if you just take a little bit of time to like use the template. You can even make it creative and fun. That's what I've done. I'm a lot like that. I don't like to organize things either, but I've taken the time just to do like these little things, and now it's a whole part of the process that I really enjoy because it's fun and creative like this. But because you were working like that, everything actually moves faster and it doesn't kill creativity. Because you're moving faster, clients respond faster, and the communication feels a lot better. And importantly, you don't feel like you're constantly guessing. I feel like that right there, the constantly guessing is where a lot of the stress comes from in these things that we do. Like as a freelancer, it's the guessing and like the assuming and the like overthinking that like all these things matter is where a lot of the stress comes from. And by eliminating the guessing, because you've already communicated on everything that you could guess about, it's so much easier. It's so much simpler. None of this has to do with getting your work better or making things more realistic or having the animation be smoother or really anything. Like it's not about skill at that point, right? It's not about how insanely good you are or what big brands you've worked with or anything like that at all. Everything that you're doing fits into what they're looking for as a business, right? They're looking for a freelancer that can fit into their marketing, their system, their workflows, everything. If you already have a modular workflow in a system, you can mesh that in. You can make it work for them. But if you're flying all around, again, like I was, then it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder. So if you're interested in seeing exactly how I go through a project like this, you can check out this video right here or check out the newsletter that we have that I try to keep updated and share every single thing that I learn every single week. And with that, I will see you next week. Appreciate it.